You know, guys, I just thought about this, and it's funny that when you think to yourself about what possibly could come in the future, and after you listen to what, like, Dr. Wolf, he just did a new video on the synopsis for the upcoming 3 episodes over the next 3 weeks. But looking at the series in the final season overall, it's almost like this moment has been set up since not only the start of the series, but more so since the introduction of the School of Friendship. Hear me out. Hear me out for a sec. You see, this series is the kind of series that when it ends will warrant one more thing happening. And that one thing that it will warrant to happen is an epilogue future scene. That's right. We've seen live action, mostly animated series, do this when the show or the series comes to an end. On the anime side of things, we've seen series like Digimon and a few others do it. Here in the Western states, there are several that I can't even think of, but I know they've done it. Mostly the reason that they do it, even the live action programs do it, but the reason they do it is to put closure and finality on the series. Because not only do sometimes these future epilogue scenes, not only do they help bring closure, but they also, in a sense, answer a lot of questions. They answer a ton of questions that fans want to get answered. They want to see get answered. And I'm just checking on something out there. But like I say, they want to see get answered. They want to have answered. And moments like this are the best way of doing it sometimes. A good example, guys, like I said, is Digimon. When they ended the original Digimon run, before they went off into these other Digimon spin-offs, they did one of the final episodes, or the final episode, ended with an epilogue future scene. And I would not put it past the creative staff to do that here, because it's been set up since not only the beginning of the series, but more so it's been set up since the start of last season with the introduction of the School of Friendship. Because think about it. Why would you have Twilight open up her own school without the possibility that the next generation, as Celestia put it at the end of season 7, Evan, why do that if you weren't going to have the next generation of ponies and creatures come in and learn about friendship? Because you were. And to me, that's exactly what's going to be shown. But not only that, guys, get a load of this. So you think, you would think that when they do a scene like that we'll just see new students being taught by, let's say, previous students, like the student 6 or now the teacher 6 and stuff like that, right? Guess what, though? That probably won't be the only thing we would see. Now, like I said, I'm not putting it past the writers to pull something like this off, because I think they probably will. Because it'll be their subtle way. It'd be a very subtle way for them to give the fans what they want, even if they have to wait to this last scene to get it. And what I'm talking about is you would see new generation of characters that look kind of identical and familiar, if not have the same color scheme as, let's say, certain other characters. In other words, what I'm talking about is, don't be surprised if the show ends with an epilogue future scene that takes place several years, or in their case, several moons in the future, and we see the kids of the main 6, main 7, main 8, however you want to look at them. Don't be surprised if we see the filly or the colt, if you will, of Rainbow Dash and Soren. Don't be surprised if we see the young filly or colt or hybrid Draconis, colt, filly, whatever, of Fluttershy and Discord. Don't be surprised if we see the young colt or filly of Pinky and Cheese. Don't be surprised if we see the young filly and colt of Big Mac and Sugar Belle, Mud Pie and Mud Briar, Starlight and Sunburst. Don't be surprised by this, guys. Don't be surprised if we see the hybrid child colt dragon filly or dragon colt son or daughter of Rarity and Spike. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Applejack has somebody, maybe Tenderhoof or Carmel, as some people put it, and that happens. What I'm saying, guys, is expect something like this to occur. And by having this moment occur on its own, or as an epilogue future scene, even if it's the last thing we see, don't be surprised if it happens, because even in one moment, that one last moment, we'll get all our answers, all our questions, I should say, finally answered once and for all. And you know what? Again, I would not put it past the writers to do it, because it's been set up that way since the beginning. It's really been set up more so last season. And it feels like that's going to be the end goal. Like that's going to be the one last scene they plan to give us. And this is the kind of series that now that it's in its final season, warrants that kind of a moment happening. That kind of a scene and moment occurring to close the book on the series. Again, guys, don't be surprised if we see something like that happen. Don't be. Do not be surprised whatsoever. But let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on it. And I'll talk to y'all later.